Hi, welcome back to a new reading vlog. This time I'm a little bit inspired by G from Book Roast video, because she made an entire reading vlog for an entire month where she had a color wheel that picked all of her reads, and I am hoping it will inspire me to read more. So I thought I would do that, and technically it's March 31st, so I'm not going to start reading the book until tomorrow, but I just wanted to pick the first book so that I can do that while if I wake up early in the morning and I don't want to leave bed, or my fiance is still sleeping, you know, in the TBR book room. So yeah, I'm gonna try to screen record and we'll see what happens. First book is gonna be Pink. Do you own it pink? I do have purple. Well, I guess this is pink. This one is pink, but there's just a bunch of different stores in it. That has some pink on it. No, that's just a spine. Oh my god, I'll have nothing to choose. Do we have anything pink? Well, I guess I have Solitaire and All American Girl. Call it what I want and Loveless I want to decide. Should I do a contemporary? YA contemporary or a YA sort of sci-fi? I don't know. So I might be dumb going for a book, the first book. There's like 419 pages, but I actually think I'm gonna go with All American Muslim Girl by Nadine Jolie Courtney, because I've had this book for 2 years, maybe? I don't know. But it's a YA contemporary, and we follow Ali, and she's got basically everything going for her. She's a straight A student, she's good friends, she's a close-knit family, and she's dating a cute and popular Wells Henderson. But his father actually is one of the most sort of conservative shock jock, and Ali hasn't told her boyfriend that she's actually Muslim, and it's not really like a hidden secret or anything, it's just that her parents aren't actually like practicing their religion, and Ali has sort of embraced it more, just because she's noticed the growing Islamophobia. So yeah, I'm guessing there's going to be some intrigue about that. But yeah, I'm really intrigued actually. So it's a YA contemporary, so hopefully I will be able to read it fast and, like I said, shelf warmer. So I started reading this one this morning. It's actually April 2nd, so I didn't end up reading this yesterday because I was reading a book for a different video. Anyways, I haven't gotten very far. I'm like 14-ish pages into this, and I'm really enjoying the writing style so far. We meet Ali, our main character. She is on this flight. I think they're on the way to Seattle. I don't know. Anyways, and they sort of come across an Islamophobe on the plane, because when they are boarding the plane, they actually find out about this sort of shooting, and nobody knows who's behind it yet, but everybody sort of takes for granted that it's a Muslim that has done it, and Alice's dad actually end up being seated next to a Caucasian man who overhears Alice's dad talk in Arabic, which freaks him out for whatever reason, and he wants him to switch seats and everything. So Ali has to solve that drama. Definitely understand that this happens a lot in some places of the world, and this was just so frustrating to read because what a dickhole. But yeah, I did like Alice's way of handling the entire situation. I also get why Muhammad, her dad, acted the way he did. But yeah, you know, some people, we just have, you know, pre-existent ideas and thoughts about people for one reason or the other that are not true, and that's just mean and horrible. But yeah, this is a quick read so far, even though I'm not very far into it. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's actually April 7th. We're packing up because I'm going to my parents' summer house for the Easter weekend, and my fiance is going on this fishing trip with his friend. So we've been packing all morning. Here's someone who's not happy about it. You coming with mommy, Loonies? Anyways, since I'm going away, I'm not bringing my computer because I'm hoping it will force me to read more. So I thought that I would do 2 spins before I leave, so that I can bring 2 books. And if I somehow manage to finish those 2, I will you know, try to check my Goodreads and choose a book from there based off of the color I get. But yeah, I'm not yet finished my other book. I don't even remember the title right now. I have about like 100-ish, 140 pages left maybe. So I'll probably not bring that book since I'm almost done with it. So I'll just have it on my e-reader as well. Let's get some spins. Okay, we're recording. Let's see what it's gonna be. Cyan. Okay, so sort of a turquoisey blue. Well, I do have a couple of like... Wait, I'll turn around and show you. Well, I suppose these sort of middle grade could work. I do have a few books here, but those I was originally supposed to read for a different video, at least these 2. So I don't know. Should I read this one? Because I've had it on my TBR for forever. And I have more middle grade. What should I choose? So many to choose from, and they're all really short, so I could probably read something more. Oh, that's just a spine. Oh my god. Also have some YA contemporary. Dress code. Full disclosure, Catherine McGee, Second Chance Summer. No, that's just a spine. Kind of want to read that. That's just a spine. Well, I have Radio Silence. Okay, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna spin this. We're gonna spin the second time, and depending on how thick that book is, we'll choose, or you know what genre that ends up being. So we have Cyan. I'm going to choose a book, but we'll do it in the end. Okay, I'll just spin again. Okay, seriously. What the hell? Okay, so now I got the color blue, which is like almost the same again. So I guess I'm choosing 2 of the blue books. If it's cyan or blue, I don't really know, because they all look basically could fit into both. Okay, so I think I'm gonna choose The Nightingale by Kristin Hannah, because this is sort of blue and, you know, cyan at the same time, so I feel like this could work. Maybe it's a little bit too dark of a blue, but I'm gonna make it count, because I don't only want to read middle grade. And also, this is from my self-destruct list, so I definitely need to read it. So, and I haven't read a historical fiction in a while. I think since I read I Must Betray You by Rudis Pettis, which was like at least 6 months ago. So yeah, this is my first pick, and we're gonna try to choose another one. Could this count as my something blue? I mean, it is the sky. I definitely chose the thickest book I could find instead of an easy peasy short ass middle grade. But I have decided on Leviathan Wakes by S.A. Corey, by James S.A. Corey, which is a sci-fi novel taking place in space. And I don't remember a lot of it, but yeah, you're looking for someone. Anyways, so I picked 2 thick books, so maybe I don't have to choose off of Goodreads, which would technically help since my e-reader doesn't show the colors of the covers, so it's just black and white, so it would be easier. But these are the two books I'm bringing with me. Okay, so it's Sunday, April 9th, and I'm just came back home again. I am so tired. It's only 7 p.m. So I am beat. But I thought I would try to update you guys what I read, because I ended up doing a lot of knitting because I'm trying to knit a blanket. So that took a lot of my time, but I did end up finishing All American Muslim Girl by Nadine Julie Courtney, and I was really enjoying it at first, but then I don't know, I just felt like it was a little bit too long, and also Ali, the main character, was, I don't know, there was just something with her kind of nagging me in the back of my mind, and it was probably about the fact that she was trying to learn about Islam and like what it all is about. Don't do the good Muslim, bad Muslim part, because we're all the same. So she didn't want people to say that to her or about her religion or her, you know, friends or family and everything like that. But at the same time, she didn't want to be like a part of it. Like, it's hard to describe, but after I finished it, I actually ended up looking on reviews, trying to find some Muslim reviewers to see what they thought, and basically they thought the same as I did. So a lot of people didn't really think it was a good representation, because she was making the distinction about the kind of Muslim I am compared to the kind of Muslim that other people think are bad. I don't know if I'm describing it any well and good. So sometimes she wanted to be part of like the entire Muslim community, and then sometimes she wanted to differentiate, and sometimes she wanted to differentiate herself from them. So it was a little bit weird, and like I said, a lot of people didn't think it was a good rep because of that. But yeah, I ended up giving it like 3.5 out of 5 stars. And of the books I brought, since I ended up knitting a lot, which took me hours, I started Leviathan Wakes, which is like the thickest book for my blue book, and I read like 114 pages, so not a lot. I have a lot left. Follow a couple of different characters. We follow Jim Holden. He's an officer of this sort of ice miner ship, and they've been mining ice to be able to provide water for the different planets. And then we have Detective Miller, who's actually looking for this sort of missing child from this rich people. So yeah, we have those different point of views, and some shit happens and it starts kind of a riot, which Detective Miller finds himself in the middle of, and shit is about to go down. Honestly, I feel like I've been reading this a lot slower than I thought I would. So I don't know if it's me or just being a slower sort of read, because definitely a lot of shit have happened. It's just taking me a long time to read it, I feel like. I am liking the characters, I am liking the plot. I just think that I don't really know what I think about it yet. I mean, I am enjoying it, but I'm like not obsessed with it or loving it or anything. I'm just kind of, I'm liking it, so I'm reading it, but like that's about it. So I'm hoping that we'll get into it more soon and enjoy it even more, because I know this is a very beloved series and a lot of people really love it, and I think there's like 8 or 9 books or something out. There's a lot of them, so yeah, I'll get back to this one, I think. So it's April 16th. I haven't updated you guys in like a week maybe, because I haven't been reading a lot. I am still working on Leviathan Wakes by
by James Elisha Corey. I'm really proud to say that at least I've been reading my minimum of 30 pages each day for like 17 days. I'm really proud of that. But this book, I'm on page like 387 something, and I do still have a bit left. I really do want to finish this today, but I don't know if I can. She's only 11:15, so I might make it through, but I do have some editing and stuff to do first. But this book, there's a lot of action, there's plot twists, there's shit happening, a little bit insta-lovey in a weird way. Miller and Holden are two main characters whose point of view we read from. They end up having to sort of work together to survive the day. But I'm not crazy about any of the characters, and I think that's why I'm forcing myself to read it, because we have gotten a little bit of backstory about the main characters. We know some things about the background and how they were raised and stuff. The other characters are sort of in the same crew, let's call it. We don't really know shit about them, and it just makes it feel like I don't care much about them. I don't really care if they survive. I don't really care what happens to them. And as you guys probably know by now, I do need a driven plot, because otherwise I'll lose interest like very quickly. But I also need well developed and well fleshed out characters, and I just don't give a shit. And that's what's making me such a slow reader when it comes to this book. And it took me a while to realize it, but I do see it now, and I just kind of want to be through with it. So this is definitely not a new favorite, which is such a shame, because I was really looking forward to diving into this sort of sci-fi series that is really long. I think it has like 8 or 9 books or something like that, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But yeah, this was the book I chose for the color blue, I think it was. So I still haven't started The Nightingale, but hopefully that will be a much quicker read. Yeah, I have to get back to editing, and then hopefully I'll be able to read some more. So I actually kind of give up on Leviathan Wakes, reading it physically. So I ended up listening to the last 71 pages, I think, on audiobook, because I realized my Scribd subscription was still active. Anyway, so I actually finished listening to it today, because I listened to it like to and from work and on my break and everything like that. And I have to say, I'm disappointed. The audiobook, really good. The narrator, I really like him. I'm a little bit disappointed in the book. I just, like I said before, I really liked the space element and the sort of high technology and the sort of everything going around in the world and stuff like that was really intriguing. I just didn't really care a lot about the characters, and we didn't get like enough backgrounds on anybody. And I feel like there was one thing I was like, did they not say the exact opposite about that person's family? And then a couple of chapters after, it's like completely different that happened to them. So I just feel like, am I going crazy, or did they mess up? I'm not sure. Probably I'm going crazy. I don't know, but this book might be crazy. I felt like it was just such a slow read, and I had to force myself to power through just because I wanted to finish it. So yeah, I ended up giving it like 3.5 stars, and even that's kind of a weak 3.5 stars. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed, because I was really looking forward to having a new series, and particularly a sci-fi, because I haven't read a lot of sci-fi yet, and I'm trying to find sci-fi books that I really like. Anyways, I also yesterday, since I didn't want to physically read Leviathan Wakes anymore, I picked up The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This is a historical fiction. We meet two sisters, Isabel and Vianne, I think. her name was, and followed them through the Second World War. And basically, this is supposed to follow like the women's story of the war, like what happened when their fathers and husbands and brothers and everything like that goes to war and they're left behind with the kids and everything like that. And I've just started it yesterday, so I'm on page 38, but I'm hoping to be able to read a little bit more today. She's currently at 9:15 and I'm already in bed because, PJs.
Someone took my space.
I am hoping to get some reading done. Like I said, I just started, but I do like the writing style. I do like the different point of views. And yeah, it's intriguing so far. The font is so tiny though, so I feel like it should be a really like slow read just because it's so tiny and there's more words on each page. But I still feel like I'm reading it quite quickly. So hopefully I will enjoy this one. I know it has really great ratings on Goodreads, but once again, so did Leviathan Weeks. So we'll see. But I would really love to be able to finish this one during this week at least. So, trying to up that goal of finishing books each month. So hopefully we can spend some more times, eventually. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. So I'll get back to you guys when I have a little bit more of an opinion on it, I guess. April 22nd is Saturday, and I'm about halfway through The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. So yeah, we follow the two sisters Isabel and Vianne, and they live in this sort of French little town when the Germans invaded during the Second World War, and they have very different views and opinions on how you're supposed to act when that happens. Isabel is very rebellious. She wants the German out of there, of course, who wouldn't? And she wants to do more for her country. She wants to make a difference. She wants to be a part of the resistance, basically. And then we have Vianne, who's just trying to make ends meet, taking care of her daughter while her husband is away in the war and who has been missing for a while. So they end up living together for a little bit, and then shit takes a different turn. So far I really enjoyed both of the characters' point of views, because we get to read from both Vianne and Isabel's point of view, and we also get, so far I'm halfway through the book, I think we have two segments where we've read from this older woman, which technically I haven't said who it is, but I think I have my suspicions. More of a modern time kind of thing, because that takes place in the 1995, I think it was. So yeah, but I really enjoyed the different point of views of the sisters. Very different, but very enlightening of what happened during these times, because of course people were struggling with both sides of this, and some people doing what Isabel was doing, wanting to help the resistance, and the other people were just trying to survive the day and stay out of trouble and stay alive. It's a quick read, even though the font is definitely smaller than average. I'm really enjoying it. I want to find out what's happening next. I do understand why people have such high thoughts about this book, why it has such a good rating on Goodreads, and yeah, I just want to know what happens next. And I feel like so far I like Vianne better as a character, but I'm more interested in Isabel's chapters. So I guess it evens out. But yeah, I don't really know if I have that many thoughts. It's horrible for sure, especially the way they treat the Jews. So far they've taken over the butcher shop that was Jude owned, and some teachers have gotten fired because they're Jews and stuff like that. So yeah, they're not treating them very well. But yeah, I'll update you guys when I have more thoughts. Hopefully I will be able to finish it. Well, she's 8:20 p.m. right now, so I might not be able to finish it today since I'm halfway through. But I definitely want to finish it this weekend so that I can pick up something else. But yeah, highly
enjoy it so far, so we'll see.
So I actually ended up finishing The Nightingale by Kristin Hanna. It was such a good read. I understand why people love it so much, and I definitely want to pick up more books from her. But as you saw in the previous clips, it made me tear up a little bit because it was a little bit sad. There was a lot of shit going on, and I definitely felt like Vianne's chapters also really stepped up to the game. So both the sisters and both of their point of views were really great. It was such a quick read, even though the font was tiny. Some great side characters as well, and there's a lot of shit happening, and it's just a lot of madness and horribleness, obviously, since a lot of these things did happen during the war, for real. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it made me want to pick up more historical fiction because I haven't been reading a lot of them lately. And yeah, it was great. And I ended up giving it 4.5 out of 5 stars. And now I have to figure out which Kristin Hanna book I'm going to read next.
So it is time to spin the wheel again, so I can choose my new book. So this time I really am going to try to choose a thin book, maybe like a manga or a middle grade or something quick, hopefully. So let's spin the wheel. So a light yellow, very light yellow. Pink, a little bit of yellow. I guess that could work. Maybe we have a bit. Ooh, I would like to read this one, but that would be a quick read though. Yes. Late to the party. I think that would actually be a good choice. So I think I've made my choice. I'm gonna do Late to the Party by Kelly Quinlan. This is actually a shelf warmer, so which is great with this challenge, because I'm reading a lot of shelf warmers. So this is a YA contemporary. So we meet 17-year-old Cody, and she thinks that 17 is nothing like she imagined. She has... because she has never crashed a party, never stayed out late, she's never even been kissed. And it's not just because she's gay, it's because she and her two best friends Maritza and Jay Corey spend more time in her basement watching Netflix than engaging with the outside world. But then one day Maritza and Jay Corey suggest crashing a party, and Cody is highly skeptical because those parties aren't for kids like them, they're for the cool kids, the straight kids. Then Cody stumbles upon one of those cool kids, Ricky, kissing another boy in the dark, and an unexpected friendship is formed. In return for never talking about that kiss, Ricky takes Cody under his wing and draws her into a wild summer filled with late nights, new experiences, and one really cute girl named Lydia. The only problem, Cody never tells Maritza or Jay Corey about any of it. Sort of like a coming of age story. It's thin, so should be a quick read, hopefully. It is 294 pages, so hopefully I will get through this one pretty quickly so we can spin the wheel again. It's April 29th, it is Saturday. Felt like I barely sat down all day because I've been to IKEA to buy some stuff. We just did a week worth of groceries, and then I sorted through a shitload of medication and stuff, and expired stuff that I'm going to return to the apothecary tomorrow. So a lot of chores and stuff, but I did end up finishing Late to the Party by Kelly Quinlan a few hours ago. And I know I haven't updated you guys a lot, but I've been thinking about it, because I don't know. Honestly, I did end up really liking the characters and the sort of slow Kindle romance that ended up being in this book. I really enjoyed. The dynamics between the friends are really great. There's a lot of character development for a main character. Because honestly, in the beginning, she kind of annoys me, but she gets better. You just feel like the main character, Cody's relationship with her friends Maritza and Jacori, they're kind of annoying. They keep having the same fight over and over again, and none of them learns anything. It's quite obvious why the other one gets upset, and they just don't get it. And it annoys me. And I also felt like, even though this is a really short book, it's not even 300 pages, I felt like it was really long. So I would have liked more plot than just going to parties and stuff like that. So yeah, I ended up giving this like 3.5 out of 5 stars. And as you saw, I spun the wheel again and I got the color gray. I have like 3 books that are gray on my TBR, and not necessarily short books. But I did end up picking Codename Verity by Elizabeth Wayne, which wasn't even on the bookshelves I showed you. Because I was considering reading the other Elizabeth Wayne book that I have. So I chose this for gray, because you know the Prince Award is gray, the airplanes are gray, the sky is gray, the wall here is gray, so I think it's count. Maybe not the right shade of gray, but beggars can be choosers. So I thought this would be a short, quick read. I'm currently 29 pages into it. It doesn't have a lot of spacing. It doesn't really have like different chapters in the way. So far we met the main character, Verity. She is a spy. She has been shot down from an airplane. She's writing sort of notes, letters, if you will, about, you know, British and Scottish airfields, and she's giving them codes and stuff like that because she was, you know, captured, and she's been giving away a lot of codes because she wanted to have her clothes back and stuff like that. So she basically is captured in, like, I guess it's the basement of this former hotel in France. This takes place in the 1943. So in the sort of letters or story she writes down, for the Germans, she writes about her friends and how she ended up being on the airplane in the first place, since she was not the pilot, but they think she is, but in fact that was her friend. So yeah, I'm on page 29, like I said, so I don't have a lot of thoughts yet, so I'll update you guys about it later. But my hopes are to finish this one tomorrow so that I can count it as my you know, count it to this vlog, and it will add up to my April reads, because it's doing quite alright compared to the previous months this year, so I'm very happy about that. So yeah, I'll continue reading this one. So it's Monday, it's May 1st, and I just want to talk to you guys how it went yesterday. So I actually ended up finishing Codename Verity, and I didn't like it. I read the majority of it yesterday, with the exception of 59 pages that I read on Saturday. And this has been on my TBR for years, and it's historical fiction, so I thought I would really enjoy it, because even a bad historical fiction is still pretty good, you know. But I didn't like it. I mean, we mostly get to read from Verity's point of view, when she is captured, being held by this dude, German dude, and just write down her story, and she's not interesting. And what she's writing is mostly like, me and my friend went with the motorbike to this place, and then this happened, and then we went to on my motorbike and went to this place, and then this happened, and the stories are just not interesting, and it made me so sad. And also, I didn't know that we were gonna get the other point of view from the character Maddie, her best friend, like towards the end of the book, like the last third maybe. And she was a little bit more interesting because she actually were the pilot and like flew planes and stuff, but still not that interesting, honestly. So I'm a little bit bummed. So yeah, I do have Rose Under Fire by the same author, which is supposed to be a companion book to this, but now I am not really. Don't really look forward to reading that one. So yeah, unfortunately I've ended up giving this like 2.5 out of 5 stars, which is such a disappointment. I'm here to summarize this reading vlog. It's always fun to let the wheel decide what I read. I've finished 5 books and I'm really happy about that. And like 4 of those 5 books were definitely shelf warmers and had been for years, so that's great. But yeah, let's talk about the books I did read. So the first book I ended up finishing was All American Muslim Girl by Nadine Jolie Courtney, and I had some mixed feelings about this one. It was a little bit too long, and just the way of representation of the Muslim community was, according to some readers, not like that good. And I did feel myself that sometimes she wanted to be a part of the community, sometimes she wanted to more stand out of it, and it was kind of insta-love and stuff. So yeah, ended up giving like 3.5 out of 5 stars. And then I read Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey for the color blue. And I really hoped to love the series. I really would have liked to, because, you know, it's like an 8-9 books series. Would have a new sci-fi series to read. But I don't know, I didn't really care about the characters, and felt like it took me forever to read it, but at the same time it went quickly. I don't really know how to explain that, but yeah, I didn't really care about the characters. It was definitely insta-lovey with a girl he never even met. It was weird, and yeah, kind of have to force myself to finish it, and I'm giving this one 3.5 out of 5 stars as well. We have The Nightingale by Christine Hanna. This was for the color cyan, and I love this book so much. This is historical fiction. We get to follow 2 sisters, Isabel and Vianne, and I loved both of their point of views. I found both of the characters really interesting. I didn't like prefer a point of view over the other one. It was all very interesting no matter which sister we were following. There was a lot of character development. I like the fact that we get to follow like the women's version of the war, because you don't really get to read about that a lot. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was such a quick read, even though the font was teeny tiny, and I ended up giving this book 4.5 out of 5 stars. And then the 4th book I read was Late to the Party by Kelly Quinlan. This was for the color yellow. This has been in my TBR forever. It's a short book, it's not even 300 pages, but it felt way too long. I did like some of the friendships, like the main character's Cody's friendship with like the new kids she meets, but her relationship with Maritza and Jacori, it just felt they had the same fights over and over again and nobody freaking learned from it. And I feel like the entire plot was just partying and trying alcohol and marijuana and stuff. So I need more plot than that. Didn't really captivate me. And yeah, I give it like 3 stars. And then the very last book I read was Codename Verdi by Elizabeth Vine for the color gray. And since I just talked about it, I won't say much, but let's just say it was a disappointment. It's not a long book. It took me forever to read. I feel like, even though it was quick, I don't know how to explain it. Time-wise, it was quick, but it felt like forever. And yeah, definitely a disappointment. But yeah, those were all of the 5 books I'm reading for this challenge. I'll write the total page number right here. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading vlog. I definitely want to try to challenge myself to do more sort of challenge-based reading vlogs, because honestly they motivate me, but also they're really fun. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a good day or evening, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.